What is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of NFL Predictions. This video will be for Week 14 of the NFL season. Our new record is 125 and 69. Last week we did go 9 and 7, and our parlay did not hit. We started off very bad. We got every single Thanksgiving game we got wrong, or I should say I got wrong. Obviously, Dallas beat the Chiefs. I originally was going to pick Dallas, and I decided while I was recording the video to change my mind and pick the Chiefs, which obviously cost me the win in that game. The Eagles lost on Black Friday to the Bears, and obviously if you know me, you know I'm an Eagles fan, so that one hurt a lot. The Packers beat the Lions. It was a weird week. A lot of underdogs won. So it is what it is. We went 13 and 2 in week 11, 11 and 3 in week 12, and then obviously we got back to 9 and 7 last week. So hopefully this week is better. There is 4 teams on a bye this week. As you can see at the bottom, we have the Panthers, the Patriots, the Giants, and the 49ers are all on byes. It is already week 14 of the NFL season, which is freaking insane how fast the NFL season always goes. Like every year, it just seems like it flies by. I hate it, but we're in week 14. This is as I'm looking here, there is a lot of good games this week. But let's go through them. Tonight, as I'm recording this, we have the Dallas Cowboys against the Detroit Lions. This should be a very good game. It is in Detroit. Detroit's coming off a loss. Dallas is coming off a big win over the Chiefs. Dallas has been looking very good. They're actually catching up to the Eagles in the NFC East, which is kind of scary. But okay, so I got to think about this for a second. I don't believe Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to play. Let me check that actually, because he's on my fantasy team, so it won't be that hard to check. Let me see. He is questionable right now. You know what? As much as this pains me to say, and I hope that I'm wrong, I'm going to go with the Cowboys to beat the Lions. As much as it hurts my soul to admit, I think Dallas will beat the Lions tonight, and I hope I'm wrong, because I would rather have Dallas lose than have this win on my record. And I'm not just saying that to be a hater, I'm saying that because I need them to lose for the Eagles to win the NFC East. I got Dallas beating the Lions. Next, we got Seattle against the Falcons. I'm going to go with Seattle to beat the Falcons. This one is easy. The Seattle Seahawks have been playing pretty good. Jackson Smith-Njigba is having an amazing season. The Falcons are very on and off as a team. One week they will look good. The next week they will suck. Absolute donkey. You know what? So I can't go with them to win. Titans versus the Browns. This right here is what you call the toilet bowl. This is not going to be a good game. Titans and Cleveland, 2 of the worst teams in the NFL this season, but I'm going to go with Cleveland to win. Because if one thing Cleveland is better at than the Titans, that is defense. And defense wins championships, so I'm going to go with the Browns to beat the Titans. Washington versus Minnesota. I do believe Jaden Daniels is not going to be back. Who's the QB for the Vikings right now? Because I think JJ McCarthy is injured. It's that guy who threw 4 interceptions last week, right? Or something. I'm going to go with Washington to win that game. Bengals versus Bills. This is another amazing game this week. Joe Burrow versus Josh Allen. This is going to be a great game. I'm excited to watch this one. Cincinnati at Buffalo. Joe Burrow returned last week. The Bengals did win their game. I forget who they faced. I think the Steelers, maybe. I can't remember. I'm going to go with Buffalo to pick up the win in that game. Even though I could see that game going either way, but Steelers versus Ravens. I got to go with the Ravens. Um, Even though the Steelers are seem better than the Ravens this year, I don't know. I just got a feeling the Ravens are gonna pick it up at the end of the year here and start picking up a lot of wins. Miami versus the Jets. I'm gonna go with Miami to beat the Jets. Saints Bucks. I gotta go Bucks here. Colts Jags. I gotta go. Actually, you know what? I'm actually gonna go. This one's kind of hard actually, because as much as I want to pick the Colts, they didn't look good last week. I'm gonna go with the Colts. I gotta go with the Colts. Broncos versus Raiders. I gotta go Broncos. Bears and Packers. Another great game this week. I'm gonna go with the Bears, man. The Bears just keep finding ways to win. They keep finding ways to win. They look very good. Their running game destroyed the Eagles last week. So I gotta go with the Bears. I am to beat Green Bay in Green Bay. Rams, Cardinals. I gotta go Rams. Texans and Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. Man, what happened to the Chiefs? I mean, I could tell you some of what I think. I think Mahomes isn't as sharp as he usually is this year. Something's off with him. Kelsey needs to retire. I think he's washed up. Honestly, in Patrick Mahomes' defense, they don't have great wide receivers. They don't. I mean, Rashee Rice is a really good wide receiver, but if Patrick Mahomes got like, let's say, for some reason, the Eagles traded AJ Brown to the Chiefs next year, Patrick Mahomes would have a number one wide receiver. I'll just say that. But I'm not saying I want them to trade AJ Brown, but I'm saying if that was, I was thinking of a number one wide receiver. I could say the same thing about, let's see, Justin Jefferson. If the Vikings traded Justin Jefferson to the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes would be way happier. But with that being said, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs come back after a very hard loss to the Dallas Cowboys and pick up a win over the Chiefs. And now we move on to Monday Night Football. Of course, it had to be a Monday night game. I have to work. The Eagles versus the Chargers. And who knows, maybe I'll be happy that I'm working because the way the Eagles have been playing, man, oh my goodness gracious. It is so hard to watch, man. It's so hard to watch them getting over 200 yards rushed on them. Just they look soft as baby poop. Oh my goodness, it was hard to watch that game. Luckily, I had to work, so I only got to watch like 3/4 of it, and then I missed like the whole fourth quarter. But oh my goodness, that game was. But with that being said, what is the Chargers' record? I don't even know what the Chargers' record is. I have not even really looked at any of their games this year. They are 8-4, so both teams are 8-4. It is in LA. Man, I just like, it's so hard to pick against your team when you know that they could always come out and just win every game. The only man, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna go with the Eagles, man. I have to go with the Eagles. I think they're gonna pull out the win. They're gonna come out and look better, hopefully. It is in LA, so it is gonna be inside, which is good. It's gonna be, I want to talk about this too, the Kevin Patullo situation where his house got egged. Eagles fans already have this bad reputation. Everybody thinks the Eagles fans are the worst fans in the NFL. So for the fact that it could be, nobody knows who it was. It was probably Eagles fans, but the fact that we are already thought of as the worst team fans in the NFL, and then people go and do that, I don't condone that shit. No matter how much we hate the guy and we think he needs to be fired, nobody should go to his house and do that. I'm sure he has kids. I don't know for sure. I'm sure he has kids. Now he knows people know where he lives. Like, don't do that stuff, man. It's not worth it. At the end of the day, it's just it's football. Like, yes, he should be fired, but that doesn't mean you go to his house and do stuff to his house. So I just wanted to say that as an Eagles fan, I felt like I needed to address that. Don't ever do that. That is just not right. So, but thank you guys. Actually, I got to do my parlay, don't I? Somebody's calling me. Let me pause this real quick and I'll come back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Let's do our parlay real quick and then we'll call it here. We're going to do 5 this week because this week kind of seems hard to pick, in my opinion. Let's do 1. We'll do Seattle over the Falcons. Let's do number 2. We will do the Bucks over the Saints. Number 3, we'll do the Broncos over the Raiders. Number 4, we'll do the Rams over the Cardinals. And number 5, we'll do the Chiefs over the Texans. So there you have it. That is my parlay. Hope it hits this week. We've been on a cold streak, unfortunately. Actually, have we even been on a cold streak? I think we have. Let's see. So yeah, I mean, week 11 it hit, and then last week it lost because of the Eagles, and then this past week it lost. I think because of the Eagles again. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.